you are one of those who study successful people in order to find out how to become successful, this one is for you. Don't skip it. It'll save you a ton of money. There are two major problems with such an approach. I'll take them both. First, your sample is wrong. You studied 10 industrialists who made big money and tried to find the common link between them. What was it? Were they all early risers? So getting up early makes for success. Did they all have an entrepreneurial streak? So entrepreneurial streak makes for success. But your finding is wrong. Why? Isn't it true that all those who were rich later were early risers or had an entrepreneurial streak? So how can it be wrong? It is wrong because your sample is wrong. Yours is a sample of only rich and successful guys. But if you are seeking which all of the normal persons entering the industry will eventually become rich, then your sample must come from those who are entering the industry, not those who are already rich in it. See the difference? If you take a homogeneous sample from all those who entered industry 30 years back, you may find your 10 successful ones being only 0.5% of the initial sample, or the figure could be even less. In the initial sample, there were thousands who did not make it rich. Hell, they didn't even survive their starvation days and are already dead now. Guess what? They too were evidence of what can happen if you have an early rising habit and an entrepreneurial streak. But that evidence is silent. It never made it to your sampling. All those who were rich later were early risers is not the same as all early risers become rich. A शायर, a poet, has put it well. जो तैर के हो गए पार, वो गहराई को क्या जाने. जो जानते थे, वो तो ऊपर ही नहीं आए. Those who swam and got through, how would they know the depth of water? Those who actually knew never came out of water since they drowned. I'm not saying that all those thousands who failed must have had early rising habits or had an entrepreneurial streak. But you also can't say that none of them had it. I and you just don't know. The point is that we are testing only the successful ones, not all. When a chef wants to sample the pudding, after adding 5 spoons of sugar to the dish, she or he doesn't drop sugar in a corner and immediately take a spoonful from that corner for testing. The chef knows better. The chef drops the sugar, mixes it well in the dish, and only then collects a sample. A good sample is one in which every member had an equal chance of getting selected. Ask any statistician. Beware of keeping out the silent evidence. Let's take the second point now. Let us now say a stay within these 10 successful people. Okay, so they've been successful. My salute. But how do you know they are so successful because they rose early in the morning or had an entrepreneurial streak? Could it be that they all also had long noses or ate oats for breakfast or had tall wives or had grandfathers whose name started with a W, or you get the point. What is the connection between early rising or entrepreneurial streak and success? You'll have to show it directly, not by casual linking. This is correlation, not causation. Let me hammer it in with the help of another example. I can claim tomorrow that when I say abracadabra, mostly with a flourish and a swirl of a cane, the sun will appear over the horizon. I say that, abracadabra, and the sun does come out. And you start believing that I'm a magician. But I'm not. I say abracadabra only at sunrise time. The claim I made was, when I say abracadabra, the sun will appear. This has come out true, but that doesn't mean that my whole claim is true, which actually was that it happened because I ordered it. Would the sun come out even if I had not said abracadabra? This tells us something about a term called P, probability value of a particular data set. This relates to how significant is the professed cause towards the outcome. Would the outcome happen even if this cause did not exist? People who want to fool you normally show correlation, but represent it as causality. It's so easy to show that drinkers get more lung cancer. But that just shows a correlation between drinking and getting cancer, not causation. That drinking causes cancer. It could be that drinkers also smoke more, and it is the smoking that causes cancer. Further, those who drink may also be following a poor lifestyle in other ways, some of which may be causing cancer. Who knows? However, this much is known, that any correlation between drinking and cancer is not good enough to show that drinking causes cancer. For this reason alone, it is not adequate under the drug approval laws to say that most of those subjects who took my drug under trial got well. It is necessary to also show that another group who had the same disease and did not take my drug did not get well. It must be shown that when I don't say abracadabra, the sun does not come out. So in human interactions and HR selection interviews, it is not good enough to go by the belief that those who have had a particular trait will do well on a job. It is important to also show that those who do badly on job definitely did not possess that trait. Oh, how we fool ourselves. Always check that your data set is homogeneous and truly represents the real sample. Those who are surveyed are chosen with such a process that every member of the original sample had an equal chance of being part of the sample. Also check that there is a direct connection between the outcome and the professed trigger. The sun must not be coming out when I don't say abracadabra. So next time somebody tells you to read the life of Bill Gates in order to find out how to become rich, just throw the book back at the guy. Also do the same when they tell you to read a book of military history, to train for fighting the next war. Thanks for hearing me.